We're doing it
Make it
because it's this epic disaster, and we're doing it like we always do it, which is hard and nasty.
Wow.
I know.
Damn. Where'd you come from?
I don't even know what that means. You can just say the words hard and nasty, and it sounds like you mean something that you don't mean.
Sexually.
Yeah, and I wasn't even talking
That's
sexually.
where my brain went.
I know.
I don't know
Well,
about you.
that's where your brain always
I like
goes.
hard and nasty.
We could just say the words, though, and everybody has their own meanings to it. Hey, how are you, people? Thanks for joining us for another long-ass episode of this epic disaster.
Yes, thank you for being here. We appreciate it every time you listen.
I always do.
Even if you listen more than once to the same show, we would really appreciate that, just so that you can really get our meaning.
We always say people aren't listening, but I think a couple people are. Sometimes we have people. The downloads show that there are people at least downloading the show. I don't know whether they're actually listening to it.
Just because it ends up on their device doesn't mean they actually physically listen to it.
That is very true. Now, I have a confession to make.
What?
This week's live beer review, I bought this beer for no reason other than one.
Which was?
The can.
Because it's cute.
The can is the
super
reason.
cute.
I wanted to take I don't have my phone. Do you have your phone?
I do.
Wait, I do have my phone. I want to take a picture of it before we crack it open because the can is 100% the reason why I bought this beer.
I'm just going to open mine.
You open yours, and I'm going to take a picture of the can because we want to post it. Here,
It's in a can. Now, those of you that know me know that I have an aversion to drinking out of cans. So I'm pouring mine into a glass.
So when you see this, you know the exact point when I took this photo.
Yep.
Wow, it's darker than I thought.
It's well, it's a porter, for fuck's sake.
Why hasn't anyone invented a Porter Wagner? That should be a beer.
That should be a beer.
If it's not. All right, so what we have today, tell everybody what we're doing.
This is
what's
the
going on?
PBP. It's a peanut butter porter by Back 40 Beer Company. Now, I don't know if we've done it on the podcast or not, but I've certainly had some of Back 40's beers before.
Not this kind, I don't think.
Not this type. Now, I'm going to read this real quick. It says,
first of all, let's just say the reason we got this beer, the can looks exactly like a can of peanut butter.
Like a jar of peanut
So much
butter.
so that my dad gave it to me for Christmas.
And if you listen, you know what he's talking
what
about.
this means.
Otherwise, it's just random dribble.
Yeah.
So, okay, peanut butter porter. It's creamy. It's big. It's just what it sounds like.
Just like me.
Brewed with crushed peanuts and a malt bill thick enough to slather on some bread. Peanut butter porter belongs on your grocery list right next to the jelly, bananas, and bacon. It's comfort food in a can.
Wow. So it's very dark. It's leathery looking. It's very really deep, dark, chocolatey kind of almost. Doesn't look thick like chocolate, but I'm going to smell it.
No, it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty. It's definitely...
I don't know if I can smell peanut butter. Can you smell the peanut? Smell the peanut butter.
I cannot smell the peanut butter.
I can't really. That's not a good sign. No, you drank it?
Oh, yeah, there's peanut butter in there.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how fun. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try
It's
some.
there. And yet, I still taste some chocolate and some coffee, but that's just based on the fact that it's a porter.
Wow. Okay.
You don't have a happy face.
No, that's my regular face.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No, it's not what I thought,
Okay.
but
Is it
I like
pleasant to the
Yeah.
palate?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got all the good tastes.
It's got the yumminess.
All right, so we're gonna be drinking that. If you don't know about our live beer review, we drink a beer and then we'll tell you about it at the end of the show.
I got a question for you.
So that's what we're gonna do. A question? What kind of question?
What did the chip say when he saw the cheese stealing?
So that kind of question.
What did he say?
Stop stealing, Chip.
No, he said, "Hey, that's nachos."
That doesn't make sense.
It does make sense. It makes great sense. What did the hat
No.
say to the scarf?
No more. I'll see you around the neck.
You go ahead. I'll hang around.
No,
Come on. That's some good shit.
that's good shit. Yeah, I'm telling
See?
you.
Told you. You
So-
want to play some Zabmondo?
Let's play a little Would You Rather.
Oh, all right. Let's do that
let's-
instead.
Well, I mean, it's called Would You Rather. Zabando's the maker.
And
Would
the
you
game
rather?
is Would You Rather.
We're going to play
And
some
we're
Would
gonna
You
play
Rather.
it.
That's what it's about. So you're going to drop a stone.
And it's early enough that we may or may not film ourselves playing an actual game
We
tonight. Rick says we won't.
I don't think we're
I got a
funny.
purple one because it's my favorite
Purple,
color, and I'm
it's
wearing
a little
purple.
upside down purple. What if I could read this with no glasses? All right.
Doubtful.
Would you rather eat a bowl of vanilla ice, baby, vanilla ice cream smothered in ketchup,
Okay.
or a big slice of apple pie au jus?
Ooh.
Now, doesn't-
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Doesn't that mean with gravy?
Well, au jus is au jus sauce like you have with a roast beef sandwich.
Yeah.
That's the au jus.
Right. Well, people put bacon in everything. Like
Yeah.
there's bacon muffins and stuff. So, I mean, why wouldn't you put au jus on apple pie?
Right? I'm
Or
all for that.
Ketchup on ice
Ketchup on ice cream doesn't really disgust me,
cream. It does me.
does it?
Ketchup on anything kind of disgusts
Yeah,
me.
you're not a ketchup fan. It's too
No.
sweet for you.
So, yesterday we went to the downtown St. Patrick's Day parade.
How'd that go?
It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
They had a float ride, whatever you want to call it.
A float. Uh-huh.
It had
A ride.
literally a 2-story baked potato on it.
No way.
It was huge.
They built a baked potato that
It
was
was
2-story
a
high.
giant tater.
What did it? Was it fully loaded?
You don't do that with a bunch of Irish people. We were all trying to eat it. We had our teeth in it.
But it was fake.
I know. We
You're
found out.
you're not all that Irish. Just hush.
What?
You heard me. Just hush. All right. So that sounds like fun. Did you get photos of said Irish potato float?
I think I might have.
Okay.
I might have done it.
It's your turn.
My turn to drop
Yeah.
a stone. All
Yeah.
right. Let me put the Zamundo card back, and I'm
Okay.
going to drop a stone. Let's shake it up. Here I go.
Sounds like you're brushing your teeth
My teeth are made
or
of
your
marbles.
dentures.
Yellow.
Red. He got a red one.
Blood red.
Red is for pain or fear or discomfort.
Ow, people, it hurts.
It hurts me.
Okay, what do we got?
Would you rather have to swim 1 mile in a 3-piece suit or run 100 yards wearing a full suit of armor? Haven't we had this question before?
I don't recognize that question.
Which would you prefer?
Either about the same. I think I'd go with this 3-piece suit, though.
So you'd rather be in a situation where you might drown as opposed to just fall down.
It doesn't say drown. It said, would I swim? Swimming is
Swim
not drowning.
1 mile in a 3-piece suit or run 100 yards wearing a full suit of armor. So let's say you fail, okay?
Well,
At
here's
either
the-
one. If you fail at running, all you do is fall down.
I
If you
don't-
fail at swimming, you're going to drown.
I don't know that failure is an option here. It doesn't say fail. Would you rather fail? It said, would you rather do that?
Right. So
I'm
if you
assuming you're
consider
gonna
doing
do
one
it.
of those things, you have to consider the possibility that you will fail.
No, because if you fail, you didn't do it. So
Yeah,
it's asking if we're going to do it. It doesn't say, would you rather try? It says, would you rather do it?
You should always consider the possibility that you will fail.
I never do.
I always do.
So here's the thing on the two choices. The suit of armor would be over quicker, I think.
100 yards, was
I've
it?
never had a suit of armor on. I don't know how heavy it is.
It's very heavy.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
In 100 yards, a football field,
Yeah.
run, you'd get it over pretty quick.
Pretty quickly.
I think I could do that.
Are you a good swimmer?
I'm not a great swimmer. I'm not sure I can make a mile.
3-piece suit.
That would be lighter, and you'd be wet, and it might
But
be okay.
but the fact that it's wet would
Yeah.
make you sluggish in
Probably.
the water.
Yeah, I might change my answer.
Yep.
Might change it.
I think you should.
I'm going to change it.
All right.
I've decided I'm going to change it.
Good.
Now.
Because that way you'll live. You won't drown.
Yeah.
I like it.
Wow. Whew. So glad I changed that. All right, so that's Would You Rather for another week.
You want another question?
No. I think I succeeded in answering all questions that need to be answered.
What's red and moves up and down?
The stone I just dropped.
A tomato in an elevator.
Stupid.
That one was stupid.
They're all stupid.
That wasn't even good.
No, they're all stupid.
That was stupid.
No, they're all stupid.
No, that one was stupid.
You're just now coming around to realizing how
No, just
stupid
that
they all
one in
are.
particular. Just the one. Just the one. The rest of them are great, fantastic, and fabulous.
So I have to tell you this past week, did
What?
you do anything good? Did you do anything fun?
No.
Did you have anything fun that you did?
Nope.
You just stayed at home.
Yep.
I tried to get you to come to the St. Patrick's Day parade. Nope, you wouldn't do it.
I had a headache,
That's what you said.
and I was fighting it off as though it were
How
turning
do you
into a
fight
migraine.
a headache? Do you put on a suit of armor and run?
No, you
100
do not.
yards?
You take drugs and you relax and you keep your eyes shut.
You could have seen a giant tater.
I could have, but I
You
didn't.
didn't get to see that.
I didn't. But you
could've
took
drank
photos, so I got to see it.
I don't remember if I got the tater. I did take photos of a lot of taters, though. But also this past week, I saw a concert. I saw Pink in concert.
You went to see Pink?
I did go see Pink.
At the State Farm Arena.
Man, it was packed. Everybody was there.
I bet.
Once again, I have proved the theory that I'm way too old to go to concerts.
Arena shows, anyways.
I'm just done with
They're
it.
just too big.
Done. Unless
We
everybody
are old and crotchety.
Unless
and
everybody in the audience and on stage is naked, then I'll go.
No.
I think I would see that concert.
I do go around people that are naked, and I wouldn't go to that show.
Not that many people.
No.
There were a lot of people.
I wouldn't do that. That just gets weird.
But yeah, I don't know. I was over it. It was fun. There wasn't anything problem with it. She puts on a great show.
Oh yeah,
She's
I've seen some
fantastic
DVDs,
voice.
which I will watch over and over again.
Yeah.
I just don't need to be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Live music events cause me anxiety to begin with.
Who would you see? I think we've talked about this maybe, but who would you see no matter what? You're going. If you hear about it, boom, you're going to go.
That's a tough question.
It is a tough question.
It's a really tough question.
But
Bette Midler.
Really?
Yes.
You would go see Bette?
Yep. In a heartbeat.
Well, she'd probably be in Atlanta.
I would think so if she were touring.
Well, here's the thing, though, with Bette. The type of venue she would play, it would be comfortable. You could go more probably theater.
Yes. See, that's the thing. Is
Yeah.
It's like I was saying, live music events have always caused me anxiety. I don't like it. But theater, even musical theater, I absolutely love it. And I love the experience, and I love the energy, and I love all of it. But it's different than just a concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole different experience. And I think that Bette, being who she is, would put on more of a theatrical event.
I just wouldn't see that as somebody you would see. Nothing wrong with it, but...
I absolutely love Bette Midler.
Okay.
Yes.
I like her as an actress.
Always have.
Okay.
You don't like her voice?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
From a distance.
I went out on a limb, which is stupid.
What did you do?
I posted my top 5 bands of all time.
That's not a good idea.
No, it's just dumb.
Yeah.
But first of all, it's so subjective. No one cares.
No.
These are my opinion.
And they'll change.
They don't care.
And they change.
No, it's why I did it, because it's never going to change.
Okay. Never gonna change.
Yeah.
So a new band could come
What
out and they
new
could
band?
change your life. They could fundamentally change your life, and you will not add them to your top 5.
What new band is going to come along
I
and
don't know.
suddenly become my favorite band
I don't
of
know.
all time?
It could happen.
It's not going to.
Before Fluid Ounces was out.
All right, Fluid Ounces is the oldest band on my list, and they came out in the early 90s. No other band is going to do it. I'm not saying I won't like another band. I will. I would love... even within the last 5 years, I've discovered bands.
Like the Dead Deads.
Deadheads are cool. Dust Bowl Revival. Love
Yes.
that band. But I can't say these are my favorite bands of all time.
Right.
So here's on my list. This
Okay.
is number 1.
All right.
Do you know number 1?
As far as bands or musicians?
These are all bands.
Okay, so
Now-
I'm probably going to guess Flogging Molly.
No, they're not even in my top 5.
They're not even in your top 5?
This is what I'm saying. They're a fantastic band. They're one of my favorite bands. They just didn't make the top 5. These are the best bands of all time. Ever made any kind of album. These are the best bands.
Okay, so Boston has to be in there.
No, but I do like Boston. They're not in my
Boston's
top
not
5.
in there?
No, top number 1, Police. The Police is number 1.
Really?
They're the best band ever.
That's for you?
And
I would have thought, like, if you were going to go that route, I would have thought you two.
The Police are my Beatles. All right?
Okay.
Like the
Okay.
Beatles, way other people feel about the Beatles, I feel about the Police.
Okay.
All right?
See, I would feel that way about the Beatles and not the Police.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Number 2, U2.
See? Okay, I knew they were in there.
Yeah.
They had to be in there.
They have to be.
Yeah. They
Number-
kind of have to be.
Number 3, Fluid Ounces.
Wow.
No one knows.
No one
about
knows
them.
Fluid Ounces. Everyone in the world
The best band
knows
no one knows.
U2.
Sure.
And you're going to throw them right after you.
Oh, yeah. And number 4, Elvis Costello and the Contractions. Now, see, let me say this. All of these bands in my top 5, I would go see live.
Okay.
And I've seen one of them live.
Which one?
Fluid Ounces.
Well, we've seen them. No, we haven't. We've seen Seth.
Yeah,
together.
but we saw him
you
solo.
got to see
I saw
Fluid
the
Ounces
band.
before they.
And it was really.
I wasn't turned on to Fluid Ounces until they were no longer a thing.
Well, kind of me too.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. They were sort of a thing when I first discovered
They
them.
were still a band.
All right, number 5.
Yes.
Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. This is any Bruce is good, but I'm just saying let's say late 80s, early 90s Bruce when he was in his prime, when he did shows where, I mean, I've watched, and I think I have some of them on DVD. It's just like the most energetic show. And I can't say, I don't know all of Bruce's music.
Sure.
I can't even say I'm the greatest Bruce Springsteen fan, but as a band,
Uh-huh.
I don't think you could touch Bruce.
Yeah, you can.
I don't think so.
You
Doing
can touch
live
him.
performances? No,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
you
so.
can.
I don't
Yeah,
think
you
so.
can. I think
like
so.
I would say, of my favorite bands that aren't on the list,
Yeah.
Cowboy Mouth, Bare Naked Ladies, Fountains of
Great
Wayne.
shows. Fabulous shows.
They're great bands, but they're just not the best bands in the world. What is the alcohol content of this beer?
Why are you asking?
Well, I haven't had anything to eat today, and I'm feeling a little buzzy now. And
What
I
the
just had
hell?
like two sips of it.
Why haven't you had anything to eat today? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm just screw up.
10% alcohol.
Wow, see?
That's why it was expensive.
Alcohol and peanut butter, people.
I mean, I don't have a problem with alcohol and peanut butter.
No.
I think that should be like on everybody's daily list of things they have to ingest.
But
alcohol and peanut butter.
But seeing Pink was fun. I enjoyed it. If you remember, and I think we talked about it. Did we talk about it on this show? I think we did.
Maybe.
When I saw Mark Schulman last year at the
Yeah.
Ren Fair.
Yep.
Pink's drummer.
Yep.
Yeah, he was there doing his thing. Everybody was there.
Was he still part of the band?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Most of her band people are just consistent. She keeps them.
Yeah.
But it's a fun
Did
show.
she do
and
any
it's-
theatrics? Any
she
of
did.
her swingy stuff?
Oh, a lot of it. Swinging around.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I want to do that. I want to do aerial dancing.
I don't know. I feel about Pink the way I feel about Lady Gaga, who I also love. I just feel like she's better when she's just singing instead of theatrics. And theatrics are good. I mean, that's what you do in a live show.
Sure.
But when you strip, that sounds stupid. When you strip her down, when she's just in the stripped down form, just vocals.
When you remove the theatrics.
I mean, she's one of those people that just got a great voice.
She does have a great voice.
And so does Lady Gaga. Can you
Yeah.
imagine Pink and Lady Gaga doing a duet? Have they done that?
Oh, God, I hope so.
They should.
Throw some Christina in there, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's make that happen. Do we have the power to make that happen?
Yeah, I'll make some calls.
All right.
So that was my week. That was my week. Oh, I had some other stuff too, but go ahead. Anything that you have now that you have to talk about? I don't want to hog the entire podcast.
You might as well, because my life is boring.
Why? What's going on?
Nothing. That's why
Nothing
my
is
life is
going on?
boring. I'm
Hanging out with friends? You're not doing any hanging out with friends? And
No, there's
go out and do
something. There's something weird that. Okay. Back when I lived in Alaska,
that was a long time ago.
well, it was about a decade ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
So
Do you know? I'm just going to say this really quick. In just a few months, you and I, 10 years.
I know.
10 flipping years.
I know.
How does that happen?
That's awesome.
10. I don't even know.
We will have known each other for 10 years
Anyway,
in July.
Back in the old days when you were in Alaska.
Back in the old days when I lived in Alaska, I'm going to say during my early 30s. So from the age of 30 till about 35.
Yeah.
I didn't go out very often. I was a super huge hermit. I mean, I'm a hermit now, but back then I would, Friday would come around, Friday 5 o'clock would come around, and I would hit the store, whether it be the liquor store or the grocery store or whatever, just to get whatever I needed. And I would go home and I would shut the blinds and lock the door, and I wouldn't leave the house.
Okay. Let me just say this.
What?
When I first met you on the internet, so I saw pictures of you. You were whitewater canoeing, whitewater
Rafting.
climbing mountains.
I don't climb mountains.
Jumping out
don't
of
do that.
planes.
I do jump out of planes.
You were doing all of this stuff, and I was like, holy crap, I'm not going to be able to keep up with this person.
Right.
And so I was really worried about it. I was like, because I don't do all that stuff. I'm not a daredevil. And I was like, this person is going to be all over the place. And I remember telling you that. I was like, I'm kind of worried about this. And you were like, no, here's the truth.
The absolute truth.
You're going to have to pry me off of the couch.
Exactly.
That's what you said.
I will have to have you kick me in the ass to get me off the couch to go to the store.
And that was the truth.
It's the truth. It's the absolute truth. Yes, I love those things. I love skydiving. I love rafting. I love going out and socializing. I just don't. And it takes a lot to get me to do it.
Why is that?
Because I'm a hermit and I would rather just sit at home.
Really?
Yes.
That's the whole reason. You'd rather be at home.
There's an anxiety thing there. There's a pretty big anxiety thing there. It takes a lot. And once I'm out, like I said, once I'm out doing something, I enjoy it completely. For the most
I think
part.
you're like me, and you don't have a lot of friends. Well,
No,
I mean,
I
you got a
don't.
lot of people you know, but still, you don't have a lot of like friends. You have a close knit group of people.
I do.
That's what I prefer too.
I do.
It's kind of introverted thing, right?
And some of those people will tell you, like the people I was friends with in Alaska, they will tell you that for most of my late 20s, early 30s, I didn't go out a lot. Like these, that's the time in your life when you go out every weekend and you go and have drinks with
Sure.
your friends and you go have dinner and stuff like that. That was not me. I didn't do a whole lot of that. So all of those friends will also tell you that when I did decide to come out, it was kind of a big deal. And everybody was happy to see me, and we were on the same page we were on the last time we spoke, and it wasn't that big of, it was like I was never gone.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen often. I didn't enjoy the festivities with my friends every weekend or anything like that. So as I've gotten older, again, a small, close-knit group of friends. Actually, for me, I can't say that's true. What I can say for me is that I have individual friends. I have a couple that I enjoy spending time with a great deal. And then I have another couple that I enjoy spending time with a great deal. We don't necessarily all spend time together. We have, but we don't on a regular basis. And then I have you, who's my best friend here, and so we spend time together occasionally.
Not as much as we used to.
Not as much as we used to. And then, I have this other friend over here, and I've never brought my whole group of friends together because they're totally different types of people.
Well, what I know about you is your friends. So a lot of people are really close to their family, and so you are not.
No.
You're not as close to your family. But what I know about you is your friends are like your family.
That's exactly what happens with me. Yes, my friends become my family.
Yeah, very much. And you get real protective of them, and you get really if people shut you out, you get really disappointed.
Right.
It's just like if it was your parents doing it or somebody. It's like your friends actually are your family to you.
So what's happening right now is I have a couple of friends who are very close to me, or I'm very close to them, I guess, and they're either very busy or they're very going through, I don't know what's happening.
Are they middle-aged?
No.
Kind of?
No, they're younger than me.
Yeah.
And
30s?
No.
20s?
They're late 30s, early 40s.
That's getting into middle age. Okay.
Well,
sort of.
I'm going to be 45 this year.
I know. I'm going to be.
You're going to be that age.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, it's just weird. And I think that sometimes I worry too much when I don't hear from my friends.
You?
Because, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. And I think, and I tend to put it on myself. Did I do something wrong? Is this about me? And then I feel bad for doing that. And then I think, oh God, are they going through something that I can help with? Or are they going through something and here I am making it all about me, which I do a lot. Yeah, I do. Yeah. And then I feel bad about that. And then I'm like, or are they just living their life? And
most likely
I'm just not that big a part of it. And then I'm like, wow, now I feel really bad. So yeah, so I'm doing this right now with some folks that I know. And then I have these other people who are like, hey, hit me up. Let's go do something. And I just don't.
I think that, a couple of things. You staying at home on the couch doesn't help the situation.
No.
Because you're not going to get new friends.
No.
You're only going to have your old friends.
Right.
And it's inevitable that old friends, some of my best friends in the world, I haven't seen in 20 years.
True.
So if you want people to hang out with, Atlanta's a big place.
Oh, it's huge.
There are so many people who would like to hang out with you.
And I have a lot of opportunities to
There
do
are
so.
great people who want to hang out with you.
Mm-hmm.
They're standing by now. Call.
People want to hang out with you. Standing by now.
Yes.
Please call 1-888.
Hi, I want to hang out with Cheri. Call me. So I think that what you have to do is you have to get off the couch a few times, but you're gonna and I understand because you work all day and you get home like you just want to crash. But you found some friends at the Ren Fair. Mm-hmm. If you go to the museum, if you go to some other places and get to you get to know people pretty easy. Like I don't, but you do. You can make friends pretty quick and pretty easy. And I think you should maybe look for one or two more people. And maybe people who are like you that aren't connected with a spouse or a significant other, so that because obviously you want to spend a lot of time with your significant other. True. And then maybe that person actually turns into your significant other.
See, I'm not looking for that right now.
No, but it might happen. Could happen. Especially if they got big boobs.
I do like boobs.
I do. This
boobs.
is all theoretical. I'm not actually saying this is going to happen.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an effort.
No, really?
To leave the house.
I don't believe you.
At least once.
On the weekends.
On the weekend.
Yeah, because
and more than just walking around the block to go to the farmer's market, because it's literally a block away from my house right now. So the farmer's market is being held at a brewery right now, and literally I can see it from my backyard. So I can walk around the block and go to the farmer's market, which I did last week.
Yeah.
But I don't talk to anybody.
Let me ask you a question. This is just something I just thought of. I don't know if this exists or not. So there's all kinds of dating sites. There's Tinder and all this kind of stuff. Is there anything just for finding a friend? It's like we're not going to hook up.
Yes.
We're not going to do the
I don't know.
We just want to be buddies.
Okay, so back in the early 2000s, like literally 2000, 2001, there was Friend Finder and there was Adult Friend Finder. And the Adult Friend Finder was literally,
for people who wanted to be more than friends.
Right.
Which kind of...
Right. And Friend Finder kind of went off on, the wayside. Because Adult Friend Finder was much more fun. Okay, this is another thing that people may not know about me is some of my absolute best friends and people that I've known for 15 years or more, I met on the pretense of being sexual partners. Ooh. Yeah. I met them online because I wanted to be sexual partners
in their
with
pants.
them. I literally wanted to be in their pants.
Let's tell the truth.
I wanted to fit in their pants.
Yes.
And they're like some of my absolute best friends at this point.
Well, I'm not going to go into in the pants thing, but some of my good friends were people that I met on dating sites.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
But I just feel like there should be a site for just like, hey, I don't know, maybe it's Craigslist, but just like, hey,
I wouldn't meet anybody on Craigslist.
I'm not interested in bonking you. I just want to go hang out. Let's just be buddies.
Let's just go hang out.
Let's don't have that pressure of having sex. And
right.
Let's just be friends.
Or trying to date.
Yeah.
At all.
Let's connect with someone that we have some things in common where we can have some good conversation and have some coffee and just be friends. Why not? Why couldn't there be something like that?
Is there something like that?
There should be.
Because everybody I know these days, I've either met because I live close to them and they're my neighbors, or I've met them at work.
Here's a news flash. Not everyone wants to have sex with everyone.
Clearly I don't, because it's been a couple years.
I'm not including me, but I'm just saying, not everyone wants to do that. Sometimes you just want a friend. Sometimes it's hard to find a friend.
It is
Why
hard to find
couldn't
a
there
friend.
be like a Tinder or something for friends?
Well, who are you going to swipe right on then?
Well, just people that don't have something in common with you. But I think that should be the whole thing. It's just like you cannot have sex with this person.
Like you can't. Like it's against the rules.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fair because sometimes, you make friends.
Friends
and then
turn
you end
into sexual
naked people.
partners.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
just
still-
because they're naked doesn't mean you have to have sex with them. Did you just belch
I didn't mean
into the microphone?
I'm not sure that's true.
What?
I'm not sure
What
that's
did you
true.
just say? So just because they're naked you don't have to have sex with them?
I'm not sure that's true.
That's very rapey of you.
I didn't take their clothes off.
No, but I go hang out with people who are naked several times a year, and I don't want to have sex with them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know I go to a nudist colony.
No,
Yes, you do.
we haven't talked about this.
Okay, so occasionally, a few times a year, I go up to a nudie place.
Why?
Where people can just run around in all their
Naked?
nakedness in
Really?
nature. Yes, it's a naturalist community.
Do you get mosquito bites?
Sometimes. And I sit by the pool and I sun myself completely naked and I have drinks.
What's that like?
It's nice.
What's the average age?
Much older than me.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I think.
So I'm going to go with, when I say much older than me, I still think I'm 30.
Do you talk to a lot of dudes when you're
No.
standing there naked?
No, I have spoken to some.
Do they look you in the eye?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
No, they do.
I don't believe you.
The older they are, the more they look you in the eye.
I couldn't do that. I don't
It's
think I
true.
could do that. I don't think I could do it.
They're very respectful there. They're very respectful. It's not a singles environment where there are some closer to me. Even.
What do you get out of that rather than just going somewhere where you can put on a tank top and pants, shorts? Why do you need to be naked with strangers? There's got to be more to it. You have to have a feeling of something let's just say you go to the mountains by yourself,
Yeah.
rent a cabin,
Yep.
and you're nude.
Yep.
And you're going out, you're walking around naked,
Yep.
you're looking at the fish jumping around in the water,
Out on the
seeing
lake,
the
on the boat,
wildlife and all that kind of
laying in the
stuff.
sun,
and
naked.
you're like, wow,
Yeah.
this is cool and feels good. It got
Yep.
the little wind on my nipples
I
and
could
all
do
that kind
that.
of stuff. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to go in and make some chili. So you go in the house.
I'm just going to go make chili.
Yeah. What is it that makes you go, I'd like to do this experience with complete strangers who are also nude? Why do you need that? What makes you want to go that to me, if it seems like there's some kind of sexual thing in there.
It's not sexual.
Okay, so what is it about the other people? Getting the other people involved that helps you out, but also does not mean sexual.
Here, let me just preface this by saying I prefer going there when it's dead, when nobody is there.
Then why don't you go by yourself? Why don't you just go somewhere by yourself?
Well, because there's not a lot of places you can go by yourself where there's an Olympic-sized pool and a hot tub and all this kind of stuff where I can just run around naked.
What if I show up naked? Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
You're okay seeing me naked?
I've seen you naked.
I know, but I mean again. I don't want to
Yes.
see you naked again.
Fuck you.
No, I
I
don't.
look good naked.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't want to see you naked again. I've
You
already seen
wouldn't
you
look
naked.
at this. You would look at this.
No, I would look at that.
You-
I would look at anybody's that. No, I'm not. That's why I don't go to those places. I can't. Who am I? I'm supposed to stand completely naked in front of another person, completely naked, and look them in the eye.
No, I'm not saying I haven't.
That's the
I haven't
ultimate
looked.
liar. That's saying that I'm a liar.
I have. Everybody looks. Everybody looks. I'm not saying
yeah,
they
that's
don't.
why I would go
But
to
when
look.
you walk up and talk to them, you don't talk to their boobs. You
I
don't
would.
talk to their crotch. You talk to their eyes. You talk to their face.
I don't look at anybody's eyes. I never look at eyes.
You have a hard time looking at eyes.
No, and I would be
It took you a year to look me in the eye.
and I would be looking other places, and I couldn't help it. And then I'd feel bad. I'd be like, "How are you?" Oh, God, I looked. Oh no, I can't look. What am I supposed to do now? I got to look over here now. Look, fake. She saw me looking. She saw me looking.
Okay, that's on you.
Or some
that's
dude.
all you.
Some dude. What if I saw some dude that was like massively dudeish and
or not so. Or so massively
how,
not
How do you
dudish.
not look at that? How do you not go? Good heavens, that dude is like. And then I'm like, oh crap, he's
You
gonna
do
think I'm
look
gay.
at that. You do, but you don't have to look at it when they see you looking. It's just, you look at everybody's butt as they walk away right now. Guarantee you do.
Nice penis you got there, sir.
You look at everybody's butt when they
I don't
walk
want
away
it.
from
I'm
you.
just saying it's a nice one. That's a nice penis.
I've never heard that phrase when I go to this place. And
That's
I've been
why I
there
don't go to this.
several
I would
times.
be so out of place. I wouldn't know what to do.
There was one woman there, though. I'm just gonna say this.
And she was
She had clearly had some body work done.
in a good way and a bad way.
I imagine for her it was in a good way, and she felt very good about herself, or else she wouldn't have been there in the nude.
Let's describe it.
Pubic hair is a beard.
Hello. What? What?
It just felt very pulled up,
Oh. That's way up.
like had some work done. Like
Oh.
I don't know if it was just a tummy tuck. Now, of course, I'm exaggerating
Tummy
when I
lift.
say a beard, but yes, there was some work done.
Way up there.
And the first thing I thought of was, wow, that doesn't look...
That's not supposed to be there.
That doesn't look like it should.
Yeah.
And then the second thing I thought was, well, good for her. Good for her. Because you know what? She probably feels better about herself.
Yeah.
The way she looks and feels, having had whatever she'd gone through. I don't even know her name. I've never spoken to her, whatever. Whatever she'd gone through, she probably feels better about herself. Now, the guy she was with was a douche. I will say that. And I felt bad for her having to deal with this douche that she was with.
He may have been the one who forced her to do it.
I mean, I don't think so. They kept saying they
I
were
don't mean
just
forced
friends.
as in, I mean, just like psychological. Somebody like,
They kept saying they were
honey,
just friends.
You should be.
They were
you should look like
coworkers.
that girl. What?
And she just wanted. She heard that he went to this place.
How do you go to something like that with a coworker, who then you have to go and see the person in clothes, and then that person knows you're naked?
I don't know. I don't know. I think.
I don't know how.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not good with the whole naked stuff. I'm totally fine with being
You
naked.
don't even like being naked in front of yourself.
I really don't. I don't like putting myself through that torture. I always feel bad that my wife has to see it, but that's part of what she took on when she married me.
I mean, she said I do.
That's what I'm saying.
And
she
that
agreed
means
to it.
I do
I didn't
agree
even agree to it.
to see you naked.
I just have to. How else am I going to take a shower? I've tried it with clothes.
In
it
the
doesn't
dark?
work. Yeah, I do that a lot. Though,
You can take a shower in the dark.
I do that frequently. Well, that's fascinating. We should do an episode. We should do an episode of the show at the nudie. I'm not going to get naked.
You won't go, though.
I won't go. I'm not going to
Okay,
get
but
naked.
here's the thing about the place I go is it's very accepting, and clothing is optional. So if you have something on, it's not the end of the world. I've seen several people with cover-ups on, or something sheer, or something that they're comfortable in, or even
So if I went to this thing and I wore clothes the whole time, no one would say anything?
No, it's not.
That's weird.
You're not required to remove your clothes. You have the option to remove your clothes.
That's weird.
It's not weird.
It is, because peepers can come. That's a vacation right there. No, I'm serious. Why, if you're not going to take your clothes off, anybody could show up just to watch.
Even I
don't like
occasionally,
that.
when I'm having a day where I'm not feeling like being all that naked in front of everybody, if I have to get up from my chaise lounge in the sun
Just go to the
go
Walmart.
use the restroom or something, I will throw on a kimono or something to
Yeah,
walk.
but I mean, why? If you don't feel like being naked, don't go. It's a nudist camp.
No, but I enjoy being naked in the sun.
It's like you don't go.
I want to be naked while I'm laying in my chaise.
You
I
don't
don't
go to
want
Burger
to be
King
naked.
when you're not hungry. That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes I do.
You shouldn't.
Sometimes I
You
actually
really,
do.
really shouldn't.
It's an addiction.
Well, in that case, you shouldn't be going to the naked thing either. Because those aren't going to work out very well. That's weird. I'm not weird, but it's different. It's strange. It's interesting to me.
And you don't understand it.
Parts of it I do not understand. I think, and I know the world works in ways that are outside of my brain. Mm-hmm. I understand that. And here's the thing. Even some people are just exhibitionists.
True.
They like people to look at them, and they like people to look at them naked. And here's the thing. Okay, I don't care. Mm-hmm. What's wrong with that? Mm-hmm. And if they want to do it at a nudist place, then fine. Sure. I don't have a problem with it.
I guess, let me just say that I used to be an exhibitionist. Big time.
Okay.
And I used to put myself out there all the time.
And maybe there's a little bit of that lingering.
And I'm not arguing that. I agree that's definitely a possibility. But at the same time, I've gone to this place unshaven. I've gone to this place.
TMI.
No.
TMI.
No.
TMI.
No.
I'm calling TMI.
And you are incorrect. I challenge your call. But so then if
What do
it
you
was
think
all about exhibitionism, then you would think that I would want to look my absolute best, and what I thought was my absolute best would be shaven.
What do you think about parents taking their kids to places like that?
Depends on the age and depends on
Let's say 17,
their lifestyle.
16, 17, you're taking your daughter, your son.
How were they
naked?
raised? Because some households, parents walk around naked, let their kids walk around naked in the house. Mm-hmm. So if they're used to that, and if they're used to even having their parents' friends come over and get naked, If they're used to that, it's not that unusual. Then it would just be a day out. It wouldn't be, ooh, everybody's naked.
I don't want my sister seeing my wiener.
Why?
That's weird.
Why?
It's just weird.
She's your sister.
Thank you for answering my question. Yes, I understand.
So you're saying that your sister never saw you naked?
I hope not. When would she? I didn't walk around nude. When would my sister see me naked?
You're so... Okay, see, you are extremely sheltered.
What? No.
With the whole nakedness thing. You, like, literally would not come out of the bathroom after taking a shower unless you had your shorts on.
That's just respect.
No, it's not. I was your girlfriend at the time, and you would not come out of the restroom without something on your covering you.
Yeah, I don't. That's respect.
I don't think so.
It is. It's very true.
I disagree.
I'm sorry.
It's weird.
I'm not into public display of nudity.
It's just weird.
Whatever. Hey, have you ever heard of the Herxheimer Affect?
I have not.
The Herxheimer? Herxheimer. I'm going to spell it. The smoke is getting to me. Oh, my God.
I don't even see the smoke right now.
Sorry.
What is the Herxheimer?
Herxheimer. Herxheimer. Herxheimer Affect. So the okay. You know, because I think I talked about it on the last episode, I started taking CBD oil.
Right. For what?
Which comes from the pot.
Oh, dear. Why did you start taking CBD oil?
I started for several reasons, several symptoms. A lot of my friends, I have several friends who take it, and they say it's worked miracles for them.
Okay.
And I thought I need a miracle or two.
Okay.
And so I started taking it. And so I would say 3 days after I started taking it, I got hit with like this huge fever. Like big time fever. Like one night, 102.3.
Oh, wow.
Big fever.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, is this CBD oil? And I looked it up, and there's any kind of side effect
of a fever.
So I thought it must be something else. So I went to the emergency room. They drew blood. They took a swab to see if it was the flu.
Right.
Nothing. They couldn't find anything. I thought that was weird. Well, I had stopped taking CBD oil when I did that. And so like a couple days later, I was fine. I thought, okay, it's gone. Took the CBD oil again. I started feeling the symptoms again.
So thought, now you know.
Yeah. This is weird. So I stopped taking it. It went away. A couple days later, I took it again. I started feeling it again. Then I was like, okay, this is weird.
They're connected.
Somehow it has to be.
Yeah.
I feel like it has to be. So my wife found this thing about the Herxheimer Effect. The Herxheimer Effect is something that happens with medication, not just CBD oil, but medications in general, where you take a medication and you actually feel worse after taking the medication than you felt before taking it. And you keep taking it, and then 3 to 7 days later, you feel better.
So some of these medications, okay, so there is a medication I know of for migraines. And this is much quicker reacting than what you're talking about. But I know that if you take, like, I think it's called Imitrex, if you take it when you get a migraine, the migraine actually gets worse.
Yeah.
For about an hour, and then your symptoms are relieved.
Okay.
But that has to do with the fact that it opens your blood vessels.
Sure.
And causes the pounding to be even more intense, and causes the symptoms to be even more intense until finally the medication gets through your blood and makes it go away.
Well, the explanation that I read about the Herxheimer Effect is, especially when it's connected with CBD oil, is that it sort of starts releasing toxins from the cell walls of your body.
Oh, so that's different.
Yeah, well, you have toxins in your body, and people go on toxic-free things, whatever they call them. What do they call them? Detox things. And so anyway, this is supposed to kind of start releasing them. Well, once you have toxins in your body, you're going to feel like crap.
Yes.
Especially when they start getting released, because your body has to deal with them, and they deal with them a lot of the same way as they would deal in an infection.
Okay.
So what this article said, which I didn't do, but the article said you can't quit. You have to keep doing it. And then within 3 to 7 days, it's going to get better. So I thought, oh, okay. So I started taking it again. And I started feeling like crap again. But in a couple of days, I stopped feeling like crap.
Did the article also say that you should drink an excessive amount of water?
Totally. It said one of the things it said like back off of the dose a little bit.
Yep. And just start sucking down the water.
And take a lot of water, because what's happening is your body's releasing those toxins. You got to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your body's got to somehow deal with it, and it's dealing with it with a fever and other things like that. So flush your body and do a lot of that, and try to eat better and sleep and all that kind of stuff while you're doing it. And then you will start feeling better. And dang it, it's true. It happened.
Really?
I didn't read that on any other thing when it was associated with CBD oil.
Just in general.
In general. That's
Any
one of the
medication.
reasons why I wanted to mention it today, because if anybody is taking the CBD oil, because I said to do it, just be aware that that could happen to you. And what happened is, so this is what was weird. At night, like I would get really, really hot, like feverish hot.
Okay.
And then at night, I would go to bed.
And freeze.
I would sweat like crazy. I mean, literally, I was in a pool in
Yeah,
my bed. It was
that's gross.
disgusting.
I don't want to know.
I would sweat so much, and then the fever would break, and then I would chill. And then I was lying in cold water. So
That's
it was almost
disgusting.
like I would get into hypothermia.
Right.
My temperature actually dropped like into 97 something.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I would get feverish again, and that kept going all night. So by the time I woke up in the morning, I was like in Lake Huron. It was just like so much. It was awful.
Why'd you pick that lake?
I started to say Erie.
But you said Huron.
Huron is funnier.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Let's move on.
So, and that happened for like several nights in a row. And then so what I did, I went to Walmart and I bought one of those athletic shirts that wicks the sweat from you.
Yes.
And I slept in that, which really helped.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It helped the pool. And so it just gradually got better. It's gradually helped. And
So you're still on the oil.
I'm taking the oil again. I will say that I can feel it still, just a tad, like maybe 10%.
Are you on a lesser dose than you used to be?
No, I was for a while, but I increased it a little more.
Okay.
So now I'm up to the at least the dose I'm taking. But I still occasionally I'll feel a little bit clammy and feverish or whatever, but I feel like that it will work itself out and eventually it'll be all right.
So if you think about it, that makes perfect sense, because if you've ever gone to have a massage,
Yeah.
and you have a really deep tissue massage, which feels oh so good, and which I need desperately, and I just thought of that. They will tell you as soon as you're done, you need to go home and drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Because they just released a bunch of lactic acid into your body, into your muscles.
Yeah.
And you need to get it out. You need to flush it out, or else
Yeah.
you're going to get stiff and you're going to feel like shit. And yeah, that makes perfect sense. If you're taking a medication that's helping you to detox in
Yeah.
any kind of way, I imagine, it's the same thing. Those toxins are there, whether they be lactic acid or something else, and you need to wash them away.
I used to fast on a regular basis. Once a week, I would fast every Tuesday. That was my
I
fast day.
remember.
And I would always get headaches and I would feel feverish. And so anytime that I change my diet, anytime I get rid of coffee, all of that stuff, I will go through a period of 2 days of like getting headaches and
Now, the
just
coffee
feeling
thing is
feverish.
very likely withdrawal symptoms.
Well, it's all the same thing, though. The withdrawal symptoms. What is that? Well, what it is caffeine being released from your body, toxins being released from the cells of your body, and your body attacking them like it's some kind of foreign substance, some kind of foreign invaders in your body.
Invaders.
Yeah.
Attack
So
of
you
the
get that
invaders.
feeling. And so I'm used to that, but I never thought about it with CBD oil. And when I did think about it, I looked it up, and it was not any kind of side effect, so I didn't think there was anything to it, but there was.
So something I did that's along the same lines is I did not have any alcohol
What?
from Wednesday night until Friday night.
I wouldn't know how to know it was you.
I know, right? Because I drink every day. It's a thing I do. But I went 48 hours without alcohol. I felt so good. I felt so good. Like really good. Like I didn't have any of what you're talking about.
I guess I understand it, but I mean, I don't drink as much alcohol as you. So if I eliminate it, when I don't drink for a long period of time, sometimes the only alcohol I have in like a month is just our live beer review.
Beer that we do.
I don't drink a lot of alcohol, but you do. My wife does too. They have like at least a glass of wine a day.
At least one drink a day.
You'll have at least
Yes.
a bottle a day, and
No,
so
I
it
wouldn't
goes
go
up.
that far, but yeah.
I
Close.
would.
Close. And it's not wine anymore. Now I've moved up.
That's even worse.
No, I drink vodka now.
There is a study about what even just a little bit of alcohol does to your liver, and they say if you watch this video, you will never have another drop of alcohol in your life.
Yeah, no, I've seen the video and I
Have
still
you?
drink. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a matter of that because I also still take 12 Advil a day, and
Yeah.
I still take all the things that kill my liver, and sometimes I do worry. Speaking of which, okay, I have this weird. I don't think I'm immunocompromised, like medically so, but I have this weird thing where that you have things living on your skin. You just do.
Sure.
Everybody does. And I have an inability to fight one of them. So it turns into this splotchy kind of skin thing. It doesn't itch. It's not weird. No, listen, it's not like...
Let's all share something very personal now.
And it normally in the past has affected like my torso, like under my breast line and
Very,
around.
very personal now.
But this time it's decided to just show up on my neck where everybody can see it.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's there.
So you're a redneck, basically.
Oh my God.
What?
Did you just say that?
Yeah, why not?
Wow.
I can say
You suck
I do suck sometimes.
sometimes. Anyways, the only thing that gets rid of it is a drug called ketoconazole,
Okay.
which is really, really, really bad for your liver. So when I go to the doctor and I say, hey, I got this thing, I've treated it before, ketoconazole makes it go away like that. They're like, okay, I'll give you some, but
Your liver ain't going to like me.
you can't take it very much. I'm like, yes, I know. And I don't. And-
Topical
no, they don't make it topical.
Topical?
It's oral only.
tea tree oil. That's
No,
what
it
I'm
doesn't
saying.
work.
No, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It will.
Not this.
Yes, it
I've
will.
tried it.
No, you haven't.
It's been a decade.
It hasn't. You haven't tried it.
Rick,
No, you haven't.
fuck you.
You haven't tried that.
Stop telling me because I have.
No, you haven't.
I've tried tea tree oil. I've tried other topical solutions. The doctors originally gave me a topical steroid to try.
Have you tried
It-
CBD oil? It's wonderful. It works magic.
I'd really rather not have a fever.
I don't think that happens to everybody. I think it just happens to pussies like me.
Yeah, you are kind of a wuss.
I've never smoked pot, so I mean, I think that's what it is. I should have built up.
You know
my-
what? Don't ever describe yourself as a pussy when you're saying that you're weak because
Why?
pussies are strong as fuck.
I was talking about a cat. I wasn't talking. What are you talking about?
Vagina?
Why would I call myself a vagina?
I don't know because you're not that strong.
I'm also not a vagina,
Clearly,
although I'd like to be.
I know you would.
Anyway, yeah. Well, I mean, I would try the tea tree oil. That would be the thing that I would try if I were you.
I've done it.
You
It
haven't-
doesn't work.
You obviously haven't done it right.
Oh my God. Can I smack you? Is that a thing I'm allowed to do?
I have a theory.
You
Can I-
have several theories.
Can I tell you my theory?
Please.
Listen to this carefully, because I think this is genius. No one's ever put this theory out in the world, and I'm putting it out today. Think about, okay, so like I believe
I believe.
the high school that you went to when you were growing up, your high school, whatever their sports team did as far as like win or lose, whatever their record was, let's say you had let's say your sports team was the powerhouse of the county, or let's say they were like they always lost, maybe lucky to get one win a year.
Let me just say this is a horrible, horrible segue.
No, this is great.
Okay.
I would say, I feel like my theory is that your self-worth that you have in your life is based on that. Totally that. At a time when you're in high school, things are important. Your identity is being formed. If you go to a high school that has a powerhouse team and you're kicking everybody's ass, you feel invincible. It helps build your self-confidence, your self-worth. If you go to a high school that's always getting their butt kicked in sports, and you're just like, well, this week we're going to be killed again. I think that's your self-worth. I think that affects your self-worth. Here's what I want to know. I want to know, I want people to
I want to know.
No, seriously, I want people to write in and let me know what their sports team was like. And you don't have to give the records. Nobody knows that. But if you had if your sports team was consistently winning, and then I guarantee you those people who had sports teams that were consistently winning are not low self-esteem.
That is so not true.
It is true.
No,
I just told you. I just told you it's true.
It's not true. You have these poor students who, yes, the jocks are there and they have the great sports team and all the jocks are fabulous. And then these kids go out and kill themselves or others because they're not part of that. So how can you even say?
What I'm saying is it builds into your self-image. If you're just like, we're number one, it in your mind.
But what if you're not part of that crowd?
You're still in the high school. It's still your
school.
And
those people still go and take their own lives.
A few of them. Just a few.
My God.
There's always going to be some. I'm just saying, as a whole, if you grow up going to a high school that has a crappy sports team all the way around, your self-image and your self-worth is going to be lower than people who go to a high school with better teams. This is what I believe.
Okay, so
let me tell you
this. And I want to know.
I want people to write in and let me know. I need some verification of my theory because I believe it's true.
I'm not going to write in, but I'm going to tell you right now. My high school had no sports teams.
Well, you went to a very different high school, and I think that also figures into your self-worth. You don't know who you are. I
know exactly who I am.
You don't know what you're worth. I feel like that because you didn't have a team, you're kind of lost in this world.
Oh my God.
You're walking around with no vision. You're walking around with no...
Excuse me?
You're waiting for somebody to tell you what you're worth. That's your life.
Excuse me?
I feel like if you had a sports team that won games...
What?
You'd be much better off.
You are so far from the actual reality.
All right. Well, let's see.
Now.
I want people to write in and let us know. Send in to thisepicdisaster@gmail.com if that's true. I'm going to do a little it's an informal poll, but what I want to know, just say, our sports team was a winner, and so am I. And then, or you could write in and say, my sports team was a loser, and so am I. I want to know if you maybe you finished, maybe your sports team finished 6-6. You could say we were average, and that's how I feel. I'm average too. If that's the case, fine. I want to know because I totally believe at this moment in your life when you're forming your self-worth and your self-image and you're attached to school emotionally, you have to be because you're at that school. And your school is known all throughout the land as being winners. You absorb that and you consider yourself a winner.
How? What high school did you go to? It was Jefferson County High, right?
Yes.
And how are their sports teams?
We were winners.
Jefferson
I'm a winner.
County?
Yeah.
High school?
Heck yeah.
Winners?
We were winners.
Wow.
We would win everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We were
Are
like
you lying?
No.
Oh.
Look at the record. I don't know what it is now. I haven't followed it forever, but I'm just saying when I was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if you went to a high school that had a poor sports
I'd be totally different.
curriculum?
I would not be doing a podcast today.
Hold on.
I would be like I
didn't let me finish my question.
I wouldn't be leaving my house. I would have
fuck you
red stuff under my breast.
Now you're talking about me. You suck ass. You suck a lot of ass.
I'd be sucking ass.
Okay, so what if you went to a high school that had a poor sports curriculum?
Right.
But you went to a college like UCLA or Notre Dame or somebody, and they had a fabulous sports team.
Okay, I think that figures into the whole thing. I figured that can possibly help rescue you.
Oh my
it can
God.
help lift your spirits.
Oh my God.
But I do feel like in high school your self-worth is kind of set, and I feel like that's going to live with you for the rest of your life. It's even more so than if your parents get a divorce or if your parents call you a loser pig.
Because that happens.
It does sometimes to some people.
So question.
Okay.
My high school did not have sports.
That's what you say.
Curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
But we had an outstanding and mandatory art department.
Okay.
You had to take an art class if you wanted to graduate from this high school.
But artists are mostly like loser nerds. And too,
I mean, you're talking about yourself.
Well,
right
not
now.
then. I didn't do a whole lot of art. But I just feel like that. It's about sports. It's the sports. No one, if you go Let's say you're going to get your hair cut at the barbershop and you just say, they say, where you go? And you go, I go to Central. They don't go, hey, they got a great art department. They don't say that. They go, they got a good football team. Or what's wrong with you guys this year? That's what everybody says. So if that keeps getting pounded into you the entire time that you're formulating your self-worth, it's going to affect you for the rest of your life.
Okay, that makes actual sense, what you just said.
I'm telling you.
What you just said makes actual sense.
Yeah.
So if you're a teenage boy or girl and you go in for a haircut and the barber or hairdresser says to you, you know, where do you go to school?
Yeah.
And you say Central, and they say, your team, what's going on?
Right.
Like, what's happening with you guys? Like you have anything to do with it.
But that's what I'm saying.
Whether you're on the team or not.
You have nothing to do with it, but you are associated with that high school, so that becomes your image, and it becomes you, and you become a loser or a winner based on that alone, and you carry that for the rest of your life, whether you want to or not, in some form or function. And I think maybe to some people, in a great deal, it affects you. Maybe to some people, in a small deal, it affects. But you're always affected by it.
It's the same thing that has always killed me. Now, I used to be this person, but there are people out there that, like, you know, they have a National Football League team that they're very into and they follow, and that's their team, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And when their team wins, they're like, yeah, we won. And I'm like, you didn't do shit.
I know.
You didn't do anything.
But they feel like they did.
But they feel like they did.
And that's what I'm saying. That's my whole point. It gives you self-confidence and self-worth, even if you didn't do a damn thing.
And then you have the people that follow the teams that rarely win, but they follow them faithfully. And you're like, that team never wins, but that's your team.
Like Cleveland Browns people.
Well, yeah. Or the Bills. I mean,
It's
the
like
Bills
every once
did
in a
all
while.
right for a while.
It's like every once in a while, Cleveland Browns like get some hope, and you feel good. You're just like, oh, come on, these people need some.
Yeah,
they need to be.
Like I've been a
boosted.
Cubby fan my entire life, and for 100 years they didn't do shit.
And then they're doing.
And then
they're
now,
doing shit.
Yes. But I've always enjoyed them.
But it helps. It helps lift your spirits. You kind of feel like you're doing something even though you're not doing anything. And I just feel like when you're a young person, that means a lot. It's just like your friends you hang out with or whatever. It's whether it really means anything in the long run, which it doesn't. That's neither here nor there. It's just it's what you think of when you're in school. You go to a winning school or you go to a loser school. And that's what you always think. Even if it gets buried way back in the back of your mind. I want to know. I want to my little poll that I'm doing here. I want to know, everybody out there, did you go to a winter school? Did you go to loser school? How do you feel about your life? Are you a success? Are you a success? Are you a loser? Tell me.
Oh my God.
ThisEpicDisaster@gmail.com. We want to know. Also, we want to know what we think about this delicious beer.
Why did the man with one hand cross the road?
Because he was feeling bad because his sports team lost.
To get to the secondhand store.
Oh.
Come on.
How did he masturbate?
Oh my God. How do hens cheer for their team? They egg them on.
Oh.
They egg them on.
I thought you meant literally.
Want to hear a joke about paper?
Nope.
Never mind. It's terrible. I think I said that one already.
I don't know. I forget them all as soon as you say them. I try to. Hey, what do you think of this beer? What do you think of this really peanut buttery PBP beer?
Peanut Butter Porter.
Uh-huh.
PBP.
That's right.
I'll be honest. When I first tasted it, I did taste peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of peanut butter aroma, but you definitely taste it when you first taste it. But the peanut butter gets swallowed up by the intensity of the porter. So after about 3 or 4 drinks, I don't taste the peanut butter anymore.
Yeah.
The beer itself is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too sweet. It's not too heavy. It's just your average porter.
Yeah, it's a typical porter. I don't taste peanut butter, but I like the taste that I have. I think you mentioned kind of chocolatey in a way.
There's some chocolate and even some coffee at first.
Coffee,
but
definitely.
That goes away too.
Maybe a little peanut butter. And what else goes away is the carbonation, typical importers.
Yeah, porters aren't
feel
terribly
like that they
carbonated.
don't hold their carbonations well. So in the end, I'm left with a beer that it sort of has a pretty good taste. I will say this was an expensive beer. I'm not sure that I would say it was worth the expense
Okay.
that I paid.
What about the alcohol volume?
That's kind of cool.
Was it worth the price?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe
that's what you're paying for.
I do feel kind of good about it, but in the long run, I'm going to put this at 3.5.
Oh, okay. I'm going to stick with a 3.
3.
Just kind of right in the middle.
Yeah. I kind of feel like that, but I liked it, especially at the beginning. Maybe if I was drinking it alone, I would drink it quicker and I would get more carbonation instead of us just chatting over it or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think that I would have a second one. Like, no, I'm not saying I wouldn't have this beer again at another time,
right.
But I wouldn't have more than one.
I definitely would give it a half a point just for the can.
You love this can.
I do.
What he loves about this can is he thinks it looks like Jif.
It does. It looks like
peanut
Jif.
butter. But Jif is green, red, and blue.
Choosy mothers choose
Jif.
PBP.
And this one is green, red, and green. So there's no blue on this can whatsoever. So it doesn't.
Still looks like
I mean,
peanut
it's
butter.
still it's
It looks
reminiscent.
like a peanut. I think it's a clever can, and
Jif.
so I'm giving it an extra thing. You give you your 3. I'm giving it 3.5. So that's awesome.
All right.
Should we shut this show down?
You want to do another one of these real quick?
Yeah, you want to do a Would You Rather?
Yeah, let's do
a
a Would
quick
You
Would You
Rather.
Rather, and then we'll shut the show down.
You want 1, 2, or 3?
Let's go with 2. I like number 2.
Would you rather be able to communicate with animals, but nope. We already asked that one, didn't we?
I don't remember that.
Okay. Would you rather be able to communicate with animals, but only the nerdy kind?
What are nerdy animals?
I don't know. Or would you rather imbibe knowledge through a sweet sherbet? Okay, so you either have to eat ice cream to learn.
What the hell are you talking about?
Right? This is the stupidest question on the planet.
Would you rather pick another question? Sure,
Yeah.
why not? Let's do another question.
Let's go with, would you rather spend your honeymoon in a Home Depot
Okay.
or at a bowling alley?
Bowling alley.
I'm going with a bowling alley myself
Me
because they
too.
serve alcohol.
It's fun. It's
Right?
a game. Why not? I
you
wouldn't
can
want
eat and drink.
I mean, I wouldn't want to spend my honeymoon either place, but if I had to choose,
Bowling alleys are awesome
okay
because
I'll
you
choose
can
it.
play games because they also have arcades.
And
most
if your
of the
wife
time.
leaves you, there's some pretty hot women there.
And they serve alcohol and food and stuff.
All right, I'm going to pick one for you. Which do you want? 1, 2, 3.
Let's go with 1.
1. Would you rather never be able to use shampoo, or never be able to use profanity?
I would never be able to use shampoo.
Ooh, that's gross.
There's other ways to clean your hair.
That's
But I
nasty.
cannot stop saying fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a thing that's ever going to happen.
Well, if you'd like to hear that word and more, all you have to do is every Monday listen to This Epic Disaster here on this podcast channel that you downloaded.
From
'Cause we're-
wherever you downloaded it
Yeah,
from.
because we do this. We're here from Atlanta, Georgia, which is a pretty awesome place to hang out. You can find us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. We also have a Twitter page. We also have a Instagram page. And you can listen to entire episodes on YouTube. We have all of those channels.
You can.
You can and will.
sometimes there's videos.
Sometimes there's videos working on some new stuff. We got some new features coming up that we're kind of excited about. Awesome. Gonna happen maybe next week. So and we always like to hear from our listeners. Just write in, tell us what you think of the show. Tell us if you would like us to do something. Tell us we're actually working on something. I'm gonna give you a little clue, a little hint, a little
Don't give it away.
insider thing.
Don't do
I'm
it.
not giving it away. I'm just saying. Here it is. It's March, and we're already talking about exciting things we're going to do for Halloween.
Makes me want to rub my microphone.
Oh, don't rub it like that. You can put it out of commission. Anyway, so we're always planning. We want to hear your input. Tell us what you think would be cool and fun for us to talk about, even subjects to talk about.
Yep.
And we will be always ready to listen to you do that, right?
Wow, that went somewhere.
Yeah.
We're
I'm a
always
professional. interested
in your ideas, and we will take them into account,
Always.
and we will consider them and possibly make them a thing. So let us know, thisepicdisaster@gmail.com,
Yep.
and we hope to talk to you soon.
We will talk to you next week.
We'll
I'm
be
sure.
here. We'll talk.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.